Welcome to the Success Partner Podcast. I'm Daya Nath, your host and founder of The Success Partner. On this show, we dive into the stories of attorneys, business professionals, and entrepreneurs who have navigated the ups and downs of building successful careers and businesses. From the strategies they've implemented to the challenges they've overcome, we're here to uncover the insights that can help you on your own journey to success. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Welcome back, everybody, to the Success Partner Podcast. I have today as our guest, Radka Windt. She is a senior tax and accounting advisor and very into business and leadership. And I'm so excited that she's agreed to join us here in the studio today and tell us a little bit more about her business and her practice and how she came to get where she is. So, Radka, I would love for you to just tell us a little bit about your story.
Hi, everyone, and thanks, Daya, for having me on this podcast. This is definitely an exciting experience for me. So let me tell you a little bit more about myself. I've been doing what I've been doing for a little bit over 17 years. And how did I get here? It's always an interesting question. How did I get here? So I came to this country, to the United States, after finishing college in the Czech Republic, and I was thinking, what do I do with my master's in the U.S.? And there are so many things when you are at the crossroads. You always think which way to go, and for me, it was I always liked working with numbers, and I was thinking, what do you do? What is it that you can do in the United States with numbers? So there are many professions, but I spoke to, I was meeting people and I spoke to a couple of them, and one of them said, I work in an accounting firm. And, until then, I never thought of being an accountant or working in this industry. But when she brought it up, I was like, let me check it out, bring on a new challenge and see what I can do with it. So I didn't know anything about accounting at that time because I have a math degree. And what I did, I enrolled in a local college to take accounting classes. So I started with Accounting 101.
I love it.
And that's how I got exposed to balance sheets and income statement and all that good stuff. So I heard those things for the first time, and it all made sense to me because numbers just make sense. You add 1 plus 1 is equals 2. It's pretty much, numbers are pretty much black and white to me, and so I really enjoyed taking those accounting classes. Was Accounting 101, then 102, and then advanced accounting and tax, and just continue. So after that exposure, I was like, oh, I can do this. and I started looking for a entry level accounting job, and I reached out to my friend, and I was ready to enter the world of accounting. She was kind enough to submit my resume to the owner, and my resume was there was not much on it because what do you have on your resume when you're fresh out of college? Like you have some internships and some summer jobs, and that's about it. And I went for the interview, and I was pretty upfront. I said, I don't know anything, I'm going to work hard. I am willing to learn, and I have a great working attitude. And Paul Sullivan, the owner of the firm I'm still with, he saw something in me that maybe even I didn't see in me at that time. And he said, I'm going to take a chance on you. And he offered me a job. I was willing to work for nothing just to get experience because I needed experience working in an accounting industry, and that's what he did. And year by year, I learned, and as I learned, I realized that cer- certain things can be done differently, and that's where the business management came in. So I think the great way of finding how you can do things differently is to learning about the processes, understanding the processes, and then I would say tweaking the processes so they're more efficient. And because I can understand and I am actually very good at tweaking the processes so they work better. After working in the accounting at the accounting firm and in the accounting industry, I realized that many things that we have done a certain way could be done more efficiently, and from an entry level um, accountant, I became a more senior, more, until I became a business service manager because of the understanding of the work, because of the level of experience I had, and since then I've been. It was, I believe, shortly maybe after 5 or 7 years working at Sullivan and Company, where I became a business services manager, and when I started affecting how we run things within the company.
Yeah.
So that's the business management side, and I continue to do that. Continue to bring interview vendors and continue to improve our processes. And with the accounting industry changing from and data manually keying data in from to downloading data, we have to adjust and we have to bring new technology in so everything is up to date. And that with that come new processes. And so that's what come in. Okay. But on the other hand, I've been doing also, accounting and taxes for now over 17 years. So that's where the seniority comes in.
Yeah.
So that's
It,
my story. Yeah, that's my story.
I love that. So that's like a true testimony to like adaptability, evolution. You jumped in and learned something, and then learned some new things, and then now you're able to put your feedback into the business and make it better. So you mentioned some changes in the accounting trends, like different technology and things like that. Where do you see that going?
So this is my personal opinion, but I believe that we are slowly moving into an AI age where the AI is gonna do a lot of data entry work for us, and we as accountant professional, we have to become um, more of an advisor rather than the doer, taking data and converting it into something. We have to be more skilled, and rather than doing the work, looking at the work and understanding it and coming up with suggestions to our clients how they can do better, how they can improve their business. So the AI is gonna take big portion of what we have done before, but it's also gonna create opportunity for a lot of us to become advisors
Mhm. Yeah,
for our clients.
yeah, the art and the science of our professions isn't going away with AI. It's just going to be faster, and the tools, learning how to interact with an AI as a teammate, and as we go along. So it's very interesting.
It is. It is very interesting. It is definitely a great tool. I see it. I see it every single day. So I will give you an example. We used to use this accounting software called Easy Act, Easy Accounting, but short for Easy Act, and we would take clients' bank statement and we would enter manually the deposit, debit memos, and checks into the EasyX software. And then we would, because that software didn't offer bank reconciliation within the software, so we would then have an Excel sheet, and we would do the bank reconciliation with on the Excel sheet to make sure that all the transactions that we enter into the software agrees with the bank statement. So, forward a few years, now AI comes in and the bank account is um, linked with, let's say, online QuickBooks, and the AI downloads all the transactions into online QuickBooks. And so we still have to review the transaction. We still have to look at it if the transactions are categorized correctly within the software. But the AI has the capability of comparing what was done, let's say, up to a certain point in the accounting. And if the AI sees that, let's say, Staples is always recorded as an office expense, if if it if there is a staple expense, in the following month, it automatically categorizes it as an office expense in the next month. So it takes the historical data
Mm-hmm.
within the software and projects it, how it's going to be done forward. So it takes, hours of manual labor, because before we used to have to do it manually, entering everything in. Now it's done, I would say, in a minute. So that part, so we can serve our clients. And before, all that time spent doing the manual entering, now we can take, let's say, the 2 hours, 3 hours that we had to use for for entering into something more. We can actually take the data, that it's entered within 10 minutes, and then we can think, like, how can we help the client? This client books. What can we do for the client? Like, is the how does the how are the sales compared to expenses, and what's the gross profit, and is it compatible with the industry trends for that client, and how, let's say, expenses are, is the client paying above the rent above the market, let's say, compared to what's considered fair market value of the rent in that specific area. So now we actually really have time to focus on client data and review it, analyze it, and come up with recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's
so
great.
that's where I see the AI benefit coming in.
A lot of stuff we're seeing in real time, and I think even from my market as a consultant and even an attorney, we're often seen as cost centers. Something that we have to do to stay compliant. You have to have accounting, you have to have legal, you have to have these things to stay compliant. However, there's nothing real sexy about that. But now that we have access to data, since we know how to do it and how to use it, we can literally in real time save our clients money and find additional revenue sources for them. So we're not a cost anymore. We're more of a benefit.
Hmm. Yeah, I really like it. I am for using AI. You do have to be careful how you use it. It's a tool, and you cannot 100% rely on it. You have to understand how to use that tool. But if you use it wisely, you can really benefit from it.
Yeah. Well,
That's what I see. Yeah.
thank you for sharing your story with us today. So how do our listeners find you?
So the best way, there's actually several ways. They can look me up on LinkedIn. Um, so Radka Windt, if you just type it in, it's going to pop up. There are not many Radkas Windt in the area, so I would say I'm the only one. And then also Sullivan and Company CPAs. If you Google me, Sullivan and Company is going to come up, and you can reach me. You can contact Sullivan and Company, and I am there. Just feel free to email me or call me or any way. We are, I'm not. I'm going to say I. I'm going to say we because I work for a company and we work as a team. So our team, we help small to medium-sized businesses with their accounting, bookkeeping, and taxes, and we also help the individual owners of the businesses with their individual tax returns. So if you are looking for any of that, if you're in a need on an accounting firm, then we are around, and reach out and see if we are a good fit for you.
That sounds great. Well, thank you, everyone. This has been another episode of the Success Partner Podcast. I'm your host, Daya Naif. Today we had Radka Windt on. Thank you again for being here. Please, everyone, like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Thank you for joining us on the Success Partner Podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation and found some valuable takeaways to apply to your own business journey. Remember, this show is brought to you by The Success Partner, where we help small law firms and business owners achieve unparalleled success through strategic guidance, operational excellence, and effective marketing. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, visit thesuccesspartner.net to learn more. Until next time, keep striving for success, and I will see you in the next episode.